And of course, if you like, you're welcome to day two or week two of our 20 for 20, an incredible journey towards our 20th anniversary. If you're worshiping us for the first time, could you please just indicate by raising your hand? If this is your first time in Newton Baptist Church, can you just indicate by raising your hand? Thank you. We can see. Please, can you take a step further and rise to your feet? Please, can you stand up?
Love you.
Yes, we do.
We are happy to see you.
Our ushers will give you a
God
clap.
has something definite you will do in your life. For coming today, you will go back the same way. We love you.
Yes, indeed, we love you. Your presence in New Dawn shows that we're actually growing, and we're very, very glad to have you. Now, last week we brought to you a very, very special program concerning our 20 for 20, our journey towards our 20th anniversary. Guess what? We have something incredible for you this morning. I'll be right back after now. With the wonder and challenges of a new beginning, each milestone, like the first steps of a child, celebrated with joy and love. Ladies and gentlemen, as we reminisce about the momentous occasion 20 years ago when New Dawn was birthed. Today, we stand here to reflect on the growth, the struggles, and the triumphs that have shaped our church into the vibrant community it is now. Let's honor those who nurtured and guided us from infancy to this moment of celebration. Please join me in welcoming some of our pioneer members, the heart and soul of New Dawn, who have witnessed and contributed to this incredible journey over the past 20 years. With me this morning, I have Dr. Mrs. Mosumade Faderin. Can you put your hands together for her? And also, Engineer Lighton Onolaja. Thank you very much, and good morning.
Good morning.
When and how did you join New Dawn? Let me start. Ladies first, of course. So, Doctor.
Well, in 1987, when I just came back from the UK, we were looking for a church to go to. So we started sampling churches. And when we got to New Estate, the children said, this is where we would worship. Okay. So we started worshiping in New Estate in 1987 until 2004, when at the annual Thanksgiving service, we were all called out from the Ikoyi Home Fellowship to come out and be the pioneer members of a new church. So then we didn't have a name. We were just sent forth, and we started worshiping.
So from being a member of a home fellowship, of New Estate Baptist Church, to become part of a nameless church. Wow, interesting. Engineer, sir, how did you come to be part of New Dawn?
Thank you very much. This is a very interesting journey. My father, Reverend Onolaja, was pastor of Ijero Baptist Church from 1956. And in 1966, when I was admitted into the university, a new English church was started. The mother church was, at that time, the Yaba Baptist Church at Surulere, the New Estate, named the New Estate Baptist Church. And it was purely English speaking. So I took permission from my father, and he gladly accepted that I should leave the Ijero Baptist Church to go and join the new church, the New Estate Baptist Church. This was very magnanimous of him to have allowed that. And so that was how I became a member of the New Estate Baptist Church.
Which was a relatively new church
A
too.
new church from
Okay.
inception. And I thank God for what New Estate Baptist Church turned out to be in the Baptist convention. It was sometime in 2003, I recall, when the then General Secretary of the Nigerian Baptist Convention, Reverend Dr. Ademola Ishola, came to minister to us at New Estate Baptist Church, and he challenged us that there is no Baptist church in the whole of Victoria Island. Why don't New Estate Baptist Church come together and start a new church at Victoria Island? Fortunately, our pastor, Reverend Dr. Achikunat, took in the vision, and in 2004, at the annual Thanksgiving service of the church, he sent members of the Ikoyi Fellowship and Victoria Island, at that time, just like that.
So you were also part of Ikoyi Home Fellowship?
Yes, I was part of the Ikoyi Home Fellowship, from the beginning. And he just decided and said, from now on, called us all out and said, go and start a church at Victoria Island. No facility, no worship center, nothing. So, and he appointed Deacon Femi Afolabi to be the leader.
Okay, sir, you joined New Estate when it was relatively new.
Yes.
And then this is another opportunity. I felt maybe it wasn't so much of a challenge. Grandma, having settled down 1987 till 2004, you felt at home. Was there any part of you that felt, do you know what? I'm not sure I want to do this. What convinced you to go out with it? I'm sure, it's Baptist. You can as well say, you know what? I changed home fellowship. So what convinced you to take on this journey?
Well, I guess it was because it was mainly members of Ikoyi Home Fellowship.
Okay.
And then Ikoyi Home Fellowship, we are just one close-knit, one big happy family. So, the only thing we missed was worshiping in a structured building. But then by that time we were told to go to the NIM building, and we had to start at 7 a.m. And getting there, it was Kiakia Church, 1 hour. Everything must finish. There were the choristers were just about 3 or 4 of the children, and we, the adults, so by 8:30, everybody was back home. We didn't have facilities for Bible study or whatever, but eventually, we were given a space in the building there to have a Bible study. So because leaving home very early, by the time we're finishing, everybody is hungry, thirsty. So we took it upon ourselves to be taking refreshments. Some will take the kettle, boiling water, tea, biscuits, everything.
So it was a home fellowship.
It was a home
the home fellowship,
fellowship,
homeliness.
Yes,
that made it a lot easy for you. Oh wow!
So it
that
made it
tells us-
very, very easy, and
So that's the
we didn't
importance
feel
of,
it.
home fellowship.
Yes.
All right. So, engineer sir, did you at any point felt like, you know what, New Dawn, at least I don't want to be part of this, all this drama that is happening. These people that are not part of our home fellowship, they are coming and trying to change things. Was there ever any time you felt like they never chased me away from New Estate? Let me go back.
We're all human beings. But I can tell you one thing that is peculiar to this New Dawn Baptist Church. No matter what the circumstance, the unity, the kind of, family setting of the church can never make you want to leave.
Oh, wow. Thank you. The family setting, we've heard about the importance of home fellowship, the family setting. Okay.
And from the beginning, I can tell you my own testimony on this church. This church is indeed a sanctuary of testimony.
Oh, yes.
Amen.
I can tell you, as far back as 2005, 2006, when we did not even have a sanctuary, we were having night vigils, prayer meetings, and we were inviting pastors from outside, external pastors, to minister to us during this vigil prayer meetings. And I remember Bishop Adekoya on one of the prayer meetings, the all-night prayer meetings. His title was, Lord, Remember Me. And that was the title of the prayer meeting all night till the early mornings. And believe you me, I keyed in, sincerely speaking, into that prayer point. And lo and behold, the following week, just like the pastor preached today, wonders that come your way. The following week, from nowhere, I had retired from service, from the federal service, and lo and behold, from nowhere, the members of the home fellowship at the prayer meeting of the church that time will remember. I was called from nowhere by the Royal Boskalis of the Netherlands, telling me that without any shares, without any part of the company in Nigeria, the Nigerian Westminster Dredging and Marine, I was called and appointed to be a director of that company.
Wow.
In fact, from nowhere.
So short of time.
Yes.
I'm sure we'll get the full dose of this testimony. I'm already wondering, because you are making reference to something that happened before structure, tying up together with today's service, Grandma, can you just share briefly, something that's been your testimony while in New Dawn?
What I would always remember is the way the church stood by me and the family when my youngest brother passed on. That was barely less than 1 year the church was established.
Wow.
And the love, the prayers, members will come to the house, bring foodstuffs, at times cooked foods. Some will even sleep over to make sure that my mother would not feel lonely, and they were just there for us. And until she passed on 3 years after my brother, she's always remarking about the church that, you people, you love yourselves. So did you know yourself? I said, no, we didn't know ourselves from anywhere, but from the home fellowship setting, because Even at times when they come to the house to have her home fellowship with us, she will join us. And she never felt that she was a stranger in the midst. It was like she was there. So it's been like that. And it has made me to be a better Christian. Because it's a different thing when you walk into a church, you having the service, and you walk out. You are there at the beginning, at the foundation of a church. You look at it and say, look, this thing must work. Because we all have to work together and do things together.
Okay, so that leads me to my next question. In 30 seconds, what will you say, basically, like the success factor? What made New Dawn to work? To the two of you, 30 seconds each.
Like my brother said, the closeness,
Okay.
the fellowship,
Closeness of
the
fellowship.
prayer, and being one-minded. Because you can be praying at different
True.
but being one-minded is one key thing. And because at that beginning, it's like this thing must work. And God helped us. It worked.
Oh, wow. So the
So,
closeness,
thank God.
the unity, the love. And for you, what do you think made New Dawn to work?
Oh, New Dawn is a family church. Everybody sees his or herself as a brother or a sister. And I can tell you, we have been very lucky with the leadership of the
You've
church.
been blessed.
In fact, God has really blessed us. Yes, I can tell you, because 2 seconds is too small for me to talk about New Dawn.
I know. So
You
that they will
know,
allow us time next time.
Yes, they will extend the time now, please. You know, I recall, because it is an opportunity to recall and to let the young ones know how this church is to the members. I recall when our last daughter got married in 2013. You'll be surprised, even though they do not live in Nigeria, they still live in the United States. The pastor of the church organized, Reverend Adedokun, I'm sorry, I do not intend to embarrass you, organized the engagement ceremony from the beginning to the end.
Wow.
And carried along all the members of the church to that ceremony. To the extent that the General Secretary of the Baptist Convention then, Reverend Ademola Ishola, was made to also officiate at the engagement ceremony.
Wow.
I mean, that tells you how this church is to its members.
Oh, wow.
And I want to thank God. And the church, I tell you, all the children, even though whether they are in Nigeria or outside Nigeria, this church upholds them in prayers.
Wow.
And I can tell you, please, I can tell you, the prayers of this church have been very beneficial to my family and I.
Wow.
I
Just
tell
your
you,
family.
I have 6 grandchildren. Many of the members of the church don't know them, but they still pray for them. They still remember their birthdays. They still, and I thank God they are doing well. They are
Wow.
doing well.
It's
And,
wonderful,
because of the prayers of the church,
Wow.
this church, I tell you, is a sanctuary of testimony.
And in the praying church.
I must tell you why I say this. And I say this because it is the truth. They are all doing very well. I was very happy with what I saw again today for the RA, how the young ones are being molded up. We also enjoyed that facility when we were young, but there is a lot of improvement on that here. And
All
I
right.
thank you.
All right,
Sorry,
sir.
I must tell you something.
So we
must
will
tell you
definitely
something.
have opportunity to share more testimonies.
You know, because you see, when the pastor of the church visits you in your house and prays for you, those prayers work. Yes, because I recall when my first grandchild was in the university, he was studying aeronautical engineering, and you know, he was not trying to do well. And I brought the matter to the pastor. And the pastor came to the house. He probably would have forgotten it some years ago and prayed. I can tell you today, the boy, an aeronautical engineer, and also a pilot. He has a pilot certificate. The joy that I got from that was when he took me in a small plane and flew me all around Baltimore from the BWI to Washington. And I said to myself, I must express my thanks to this church and to the pastor in particular.
Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much, Grandma Faderi. Thank you very much, Grandma Onalaja. Yes, indeed, New Dawn Baptist Church, Sanctuary of Testimony. God of Wonders is doing something in your life, and you shall testify.
And nobody
Thank
comes
you,
into
and stay
this
tuned.
church.
See you next week. God bless you.
Thank you.